Yo, this your boy James over at XpectoGO, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. And today, here are 20 hidden details you might have missed from the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop trailer. The first scene showcases the entrance of Hogsmeade, seen in the gameplay trailer. At night, we see snow all around, indicating a winter season, possibly even holiday. Christmas, maybe? Although exclusive to the PlayStation players, this quest line looks to be available later in our journey. The next shot should be familiar to all of our Hogwarts Legacy fans. This section and shot particularly of Hogsmeade being the exact same one we see in the spring ASMR video. The only thing he's missing is the watering can, which obviously there's nothing to water when it's winter time. But we also see the Hogshead sign, the 3 broomsticks inn, the quality Quidditch supplies, which, if you guys remember, had the glowing padlock to indicate Aloha More spell being used in order to unlock it. Also, we see a lot more lights in this scene than in the spring ASMR video, indicating again a holiday time or Christmas time to be exact, and more snow. This next shot does the same exact thing of showing another section and shot of Hogsmeade seen in the spring ASMR video, particularly of Madame Pattyfoot's tea shop. Madame Pattyfoot's tea shop sign is seen over here and has the same seating arrangements as the spring ASMR video. Also, we see more lights confirming the holiday season and Honeydukes. Now, this is not the first time we've seen Honeydukes in Hogsmeade, since the behind the scenes video shows concept art of the store, but it's in a different location. This next scene is where we start getting into the major players in this trailer. First up is Madame Mason, similar to the leaked name Cassandra Mason, leaked on the IMDb page and revealed in the Harry Potter games subreddit. Her character model, though, particularly in the face, has similarities to the character model in the Sebastian glitch scene the Hogwarts Legacy team showcased. At least the glasses and smile outline seems familiar, to me at least. We get an inside view of the shop, which has some similarities to Borgin and Burke's. This foggy round mirror, for example, and the hand statue. The hand statue is actually a large palmistry model. Palmistry is the practice of fortune telling through the study of the palm, featuring zodiac and astrology signs. The same one seen here in the behind the scenes image. In Renaissance magic, palmistry was classified as one of the 7 forbidden arts, along with necromancy, which I'll touch on later. We also see the 3 broomsticks sign and a historic Hogsmeade sign, an old sign used in an area of Hogsmeade where Hengist of Woodcroft, I'm assuming, the founder of Hogsmeade, originally started the settlement. No Trolls sign is also seen, which is very funny because trolls can't read, but we see a No Trolls sign here in the behind the scenes. This ladder over here stood out to me and looks to be used by someone small, a house elf possibly, since it's very narrow, too narrow for Madame Mason to use as a stepladder. Over here we also have hat containers, keeping Madame Mason's hats, I'm assuming, lint free and stylish. Maybe even our hat that we are awarded once we unlock this exclusive quest. Also, we see a armillary sphere with arrow. Early astronomers would rotate the precisely angled rings to determine the movement of the stars, another nod to astronomy or astrology. Armillary spheres were also used as sundials, which is why many current models include an arrow in the middle, meant to point true north. And then the rug underneath the counter, possibly hiding a hidden room below. As we're introduced to another scene. From right to left, we see brass scales, the same one we see in the Room of Requirement flying here. Brass scales were tools used by wizardkind to weigh quantities of potion ingredients. Also, we see cage number 1, the same one we see again referencing the spring ASMR video at the very end with the lightning scene. We also see mannequin number 1 standing up, mannequin number 2 sitting down, then we see cage number 2. Mannequin number 3 looks to be asking a question, and then a vintage fire bellows used to fan the flames in a fireplace seen here very close on the left. With an odd floor pattern that seems to be leading to a single chest or trunk in the middle of this room, lit by a single lantern high above, a theme throughout the trailer. Lanterns lighting the way, but to something disturbing normally. And then we get this chest front and center, a variety of pages or papers spread all over the floor to the left side of the trunk, the same cage from the previous scene and the spring ASMR video, and then a broom leaning in the corner. Looks like it hasn't been used since this still looks so dirty. A floral tapestry, similar design to the Scottish flower emblem. Some of the tapestry is ripped either from time or someone clawing at the wall, showing the wood panels behind it. These paintings and images, a castle painting desaturated, possibly Hogwarts or another castle. And behind is this image with someone having red hair. A Weasley? Lastly, the painting on the right has an older gentleman with his wand in his left hand, a thin bony wand with a slight bend, possibly the fourth voice we hear later in the trailer. Then the Ravenclaw character looks inside a chest shown by the border on the bottom of the scene, surrounded by things put up and packed up. Madam Mason is ready apparently to get out of there and sell the shop. In the next scene, we get a top-down vantage point through the Ravenclaw character's eyes looking down into this trunk, revealing a underground dungeon. The end of the infographic mentions a dungeon with this shop. Rocks and roots line the walls with a ladder and a magic having a purple hue going down it. Continuing to play with the camera perspectives, we get a bottom-up vantage point from the dungeon up to the Ravenclaw character, continuing the same scene as before. Looking at the Ravenclaw character, there's a huge detail. It's the same character as this character model shown earlier this summer. Another huge detail, she slowly closes her eyes and then opens them, shooting her pupils up to the top of her eyeballs as if she was delirious, possibly under the influence or possessed by whatever is causing the problems in the shop and causing the problems for the past few tenants. Also, we hear a third voice, but who's speaking? A possible house elf due to their formality towards Madam Mason, who could be using the small ladder we mentioned earlier. Whoever it is, her name is Penny, according to the captions on the PlayStation video of this trailer. The next couple of scenes, though, are just visually stunning and trippy. A job well done by the Avalanche software team, from, again, the lighting to the cinematography as they play with the angles, possibly Dutch angles, which I'll reference later on, but the sound design as well, as you hear the wood creaking throughout these next couple of scenes. Speaking of creaking, there's a door that opens in the next scene, revealing a room with a mannequin and trunk on the floor and a second level with weighted bags above. There appears to be letters repeated on the trunk below. House points to those able to translate in the comment section below. Then a fourth voice with the name Fastidio. I probably just butchered that, according to the captions in the PlayStation version of this trailer. Again, as I mentioned earlier, possibly the voice of the portrait we saw in this scene. Next, we have the best shots of the entire trailer that really set the tone and makes this Haunted Hogsmeade Shop haunting. Again, shout out to the cinematography. There's a couple of Dutch angles playing with the viewer's perspective used in these next couple of scenes. If you didn't know, a Dutch angle is a classic cinematic technique to create unease inside the mind of the viewer. Mission accomplished, Avalanche Software. These hanging mannequins, like puppets, but there's two in the back holding hands. So creepy. And then, of course, in the next shot, the Lumos ring of light revealing the mannequins in the dark reaching out to our Ravenclaw character right as the dialogue ends with, "Will you?" asking, "Will we escape the darkness?" Oh my gosh. Such a great shot with the Ravenclaw character in focus even though she's blacked out. And the mannequins out of focus even though in the light. Again, playing with our perspectives. We are then chased by the mannequins, keeping the Lumos spell active, as you can tell by the light on the right side of our character or to the left of the scene, and then a smoke trail or wisp, which we see later on is shown as the mannequin swipes at us. Then we have a bottom-up view of this statue. And again, lighting. Such a great use of the light from above, naturally hiding this statue's face in the shadow, continuing this ominous vibe. This statue, though, is the same statue in the Slytherin Common Room tour of Salazar Slytherin. Only thing missing, though, is the skull in his left hand, which could be the cause of what's happening at this shop. And maybe returning it is how we solve this haunting riddle. Next scene, we get another vantage point from the top down featuring spiders. Now, we get the same scene, but from a different vantage point thanks to this image from the PlayStation blog. Look at the plants and even the spider webs on the side. But what stood out to me is this wisp behind the Ravenclaw character, or ghost that quickly disappears. I think that's the ghost or poltergeist haunting this shop. A little tease by the Avalanche Software team, in my opinion. Then we have in the next scene a possessed lantern floating and even spinning around over top a 7-pointed star. If you didn't know, a 7-pointed star has different meanings depending on the circumstances to which it is used. For instance, it was used in Christianity to mean the 7 days of creation and even ward off evil spirits. Medieval times, medieval alchemists used the heptagram to symbolize the 7 alchemical metals and their conforming planets. Another nod to astronomy again in this trailer. Again, I referenced this concept art from the behind the scenes because we have more of the astrology or astronomy symbolisms. Next up is another great scene. We see our Ravenclaw character using Protego as a mannequin gets very close to her right before she uses a fire spell, assumedly Incendio. Granted, this Incendio could be an upgraded spell as it has a AoE type effect spreading across and hitting multiple foes, especially after the initial hit that went towards the mannequin to the left closest to the door. Again, an amazing scene because of the graphics. Look at the fire and its effect on the floor around our character. Just a little detail that did not need to be added, but was just to add to the realism of this shot. And then lastly, we have the main character looking to have come down a ladder with the hidden entrance in this trunk. As the character gets down, she slowly turns around and starts to look at whatever she looks at. And from this point, the trailer cuts to black with a voiceover saying, "Watch your step." Oh, such a good tagline to end this hauntingly scary, jarring, and even gorgeous trailer. Now, for some details not shown in the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop trailer, but shown in the PlayStation blog and in a media press kit. This one, for example, showing a graveyard and a building with skulls stacked on each side of this entrance. Skulls being important since we know that's what was missing from the hand of the Salazar Slytherin statue seen earlier. Also, something of note is these two statues of Morgana. Well, we don't know if it's Morgana, but you know my Morgana and Merlin theory. But nonetheless, these statues, this one specifically, is holding a moon staff. A moon staff like the giant-sized statue seen in the Dark Arts Battle Arena during the Collector's Edition box opening. The difference being, though, outside of the size of the statues, are the moons represented on the staffs. This one at the graveyard particularly being the full moon, while the one at the Dark Arts Battle Arena has the crescent moon. Again, more astronomy or astrology symbolisms throughout this whole marketing for the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop exclusive quest line. It's going to be interesting to see if astronomy or astrology continues to have a role not only in this side quest, but in the overall narrative for Hogwarts Legacy. But that is going to be it. That is going to be it for the 20 hidden details you might have missed while watching and enjoying or being scared during the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop trailer exclusive quest. What did you guys think of the details, and what hidden details did you find? Comment below, let me know. Let's talk some Hogwarts Legacy. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and hanging out with your boy. If you enjoyed it, be sure to Lumos the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on more Hogwarts Legacy content. Also, be sure to follow us on our various forms of social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. There, you can hang out with us and talk all things Hogwarts Legacy. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you in the next video. Until next time.